Hey everyone, it's Jeff. Before you watch this video, I wanted to let you know that this video is pretty much more of a setup guide for your Yamaha jet boat. The hardest thing about shrink wrapping a boat is getting your perimeter, your frame, and your strapping set up, kind of where to start, and the basic layout of it. There are a ton of videos on YouTube on how to shrink wrap your boat, the steps, the tools, the guns, and everything like that. The biggest problem is just getting started. Is going to be how big of a piece to use, and again, how to set up your frame and how to get started. So that's what this video is basically about. We have shrunk wrap my dad's boat, which is a 30-foot Maxim, and we've done it so many times it's a piece of cake. And since this was the first time doing the AR230, it was a little hard because we'd never done it before. So that's pretty much what this video is for, is to give you an idea of shrink wrap size, what will work, and your frame and strapping. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. All right, everyone, it's Jeff with Jeff's Jet Boat, and today we are shrink wrapping the boat. I'm gonna go up top here. I'll show you how I have my frame laid out, and we'll go from there. As far as supplies, drshrinkwrap.com is where I got everything, and then Menards, Home Depot's for your PVC. One thing to note, mine is an AR model, so I have a tower on mine. I decided to take my tower off, which saved me from buying a larger piece of shrink wrap. So this boat is obviously, it's not going to stay in this storage unit. It's coming out after this. It's going to be underneath a covered building. And that's why we're doing the shrink wrap. So here's my setup on how I did this. I used a 3-inch PVC to a 2-inch. I used a toilet bowl flange. The other thing I did is I put this right where my table leg goes. And inside of this middle one here, this middle column, I actually use a table leg. It's actually my shorter one for the swim deck, just to keep it centered. As far as my points go, I'll get a better view from up front here. As far as the front goes, this is just a T that I just drilled with a drill. I'm going to both cleats like the factory cover. This one goes up front to the winch. From here, it goes back to the tower. This is the main line that goes all the way through and back to the tower there. And again, just another 2-inch with a T to the tower, to the perimeter, to the back. And then on the swim deck, I plan on putting a zipper in to get in it. So unlike the factory cover that comes right over the seat cushion like this, I kept this high so that I can get access into the boat this winter if I need to. Everything ties down pretty much just like I said with the cover. Strap there. And I'll take pictures and I'll put the pictures in the video. Last but not least is the perimeter strap. This is kind of a pain in the ass because this is the shape of the hull. But we pretty much go around the cleat. We follow this all the way along. And about right here is where we come up here on the side of the hull. Underneath the 2 rear cleats, the tie-down cleats for the trailer. And then back here is where the strap ratchet is. And I'll show you what we used for that. You can go on YouTube and look how to use this. It's this tool here, along with these, to tighten that down and secure it. Next is we're going to install the shrink wrap, and then I'll show you a shot of it when we're done, and that's it. All right, what you're going to notice too is on top of these PVC tees, I've taken the shrink wrap tape and I've placed it over the strapping, especially where I'm tying it in a knot. I've done that. That shrink wrap taping will help keep everything from untying, I guess, or your knot coming loose. I've placed it on top of the points where the tower is bolted on at, as you can see it on top of that tee there. I also did it on top of the cleats on the side of the boat where it's tied to the boat. Here's the measurement for the middle, and this is the measurement for the front, and there's the measurement for the rear. There's just another shot of it. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we're dragging the shrink wrap from the back over to the front, dragging it right down the middle of the boat here, and we're going to unwrap a side at a time. What we're trying to do is to center this big sheet on the boat. So there's an equal amount on the left, equal amount on the right. Makes sense. So now what we're doing is we're making sure that we can fold the shrink wrap underneath that perimeter strap that went along the hull. And that's how we're going to get everything started. We just want to make sure that we got an equal amount or close to an equal amount on each side. The biggest thing is that we can get it folded underneath that perimeter strap and then start the heat process to glue everything together. So again, what you're seeing here is we have the shrink wrap folded underneath that perimeter strap. We're heating the shrink wrap up right now, not to really shrink it, but to get it so it's almost like duct tape, and so that both sides will stick to one another. He's heating it, I'm smacking it with my hand with the glove on, and that's pretty much like taking two pieces of duct tape and sticking them together sticky side. And we're doing this around the entire boat. Alrighty, so we've got the shrink wrapped glued over here, and what we've done is we've folded the shrink wrap over, got it underneath it. As we're heating it up, we're tapping it as you saw in the video. So now what we've done is we just added some string to go. This is where that string, that perimeter line is. That's going around the outside of the boat underneath to hold it down. And now that we got all of that done, all that's really left is to apply the heat to it and shrink this thing up, and that's it. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting the shrink wrapping process of heating up everything to shrink it. When using this gun, it's like painting. As you can see here, you get the heat somewhere, and then you just it's like you're spreading the heat. It's almost like painting is a good way to describe it. And again, here you see in the back, we're just going ahead and heating it up. As soon as we start to see it get tight, we move a little bit, We're not staying in one spot too long, obviously, because we don't want to burn or catch the boat on fire. But it's just a painting process. And I, again, encourage you to go on YouTube, look at other videos. This is just how we've done it. This is probably, like I said, our 6th year doing it. All right, so we've got everything heated up. Everything has been shrunk a dunk. It's nice and tight. Looks great. Everything looks nice and tight. Give you an idea what it looks like here from the top. I mean, sorry if the sun's probably gonna play with the camera here, but yeah. Now, a couple spots that we had to put tape on, like if you get like a little hole started, like I don't know if you can see, there's a little tiny hole. You take your shrink wrap tape it up. The boat's still hooked up. We just went around the front here like this, heated it up. Bada bing, bada boom. She looks good, man. She looks really, really good. So now we'll put the vents and the door in. So now we're putting the door in. It just comes in a sheet like this, and all we're doing is we're laying it on top, and we're gonna tape the edges down. So that's what we're doing first. Now, we didn't get this part on camera for whatever reason, but once you have the zipper, the door taped to the shrink wrap, you then take your knife and you cut it out. You cut out the actual wrap. And then as you can see, once you cut the wrap out, you have a hole and your zipper covers it. Sorry we didn't get this on tape, but we just didn't. So I wanted to just kind of go over what we did. And that's it. And then now you have a zipper and a door that you can get in and out of. Bada bing. Alrighty, so now we're going to place the vent on. These vents come with a double-sided, come with tape on the back side of them. So all you do is you just peel the wrapper off and you just stick it to the actual shrink wrap. And then from there you just need to cut a hole in it. You cut a hole in it, a little hole, big hole, however you want to do it. And then we go along the perimeter of the vent and actually put the boat shrink wrap tape just as an extra precaution. Don't know if you need it, if it's overkill, but that's what we do. And now here you can see we got everything done. One thing to point out, since mine's in a covered barn, the front here is a little high. If this thing was going to sit outside where it snowed, I would take that front pole and I would lower it by a foot. You can look at my previous measurements, but if you went down a foot, you'd have more than enough room to make a nice gradual slope for snow and stuff to slide off. And again, I left mine high. That way I can get in it this winter if I want to do some things, do some work, plan on doing some upgrades stereo-wise, and that's it. And here you go. Everything is done. We got our vents. We got two mounted on the port and starboard side for cross ventilation. We got one mounted in the front and one mounted in the rear. That way the boat can breathe over the winter. Don't have to worry about mold and mildew. That's it. The zipper, the door is installed. Piece of cake. It is ready for hibernation. Just to let you know, we made a mark there. That's for our gas and our gas vent. We want you just to be aware of where it was in case, you know, we are using a torch. And again, going around it, it's all done. To do this entire boat, it took us 4 hours, start to finish. Next time, it'll probably take us maybe 3, just because now we know an idea of we have the frame done, we have an idea of where everything goes. And that's it, just another overview of it. It was a piece of cake. Piece of cake. Anybody can do this. Buy the tools. Best way to do this is split tools with your buddy. Luckily, my father had the expensive tools, so I just got to use it. And that's it. Here's a look on the inside now that it's all wrapped up. I can get in this thing. I've been in it. I put damp rid inside of it to help control the moisture. I'm here in central Illinois, just to give you an idea of my weather zone, my climate. And that's me saying, that's it. Thank you guys.